guys, this is Jay here from Australia. The kangaroos, the koalas, and the Steve Irwin impersonation, as I say. And this is a chat with Jay, the Robin Hood effect of opinions and views. And I have a fellow Australian here over in South Australia, my friend V here. And the reason why I got her on, thanks very much for coming on. An amazing lady she's really trying to wake people up with her, I guess not even her views. It's about her passion for health and wellness, and also a lot about mindset too. And I find that people like them, I'm doing the same thing, I'll be honest with you, but it's coming from a different perspective. And that's why I was really interested when I met V on TikTok there, and some of the opinions and some of the views and also some of her advice is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for coming on board today and having a chat with Jay. So I'll get you to introduce yourself, and you can, again, I think we're going to go on about what exactly is your title, because I want to make sure I get all that right when I introduce you. So over to you.
Thank you so much, Jay, for connecting with me, and it's a real pleasure to be here to shine my light and share my energy in a different way. And I'm a online conscious entrepreneur, and I'm really here, and I have this deep calling and this deep passion for sharing as much as information as I can to improve people's wellness and overall outlook on life. That can be from, the different things that you do every day to help your health and wellness, but also looking at mindset and looking at the bigger picture on what's actually happening in the world. I think a lot of people are really waking up to a bigger agenda at play, and I'm here to just shine my light and educate people as much as I can. So thanks so much for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Look, it's absolutely, as I said to you, I think you're doing something very similar. We've got different stories and where we've got to, but we're sort of at the same point where we're trying to educate people. I have a big thing with critical thinking. I think you've mentioned in your post a fair bit. It's we can give you the info, but a lot of people aren't thinking these days, aren't they? They're just sort of letting things happen. Do you find that?
Yeah, I think people have been disillusioned with choice. And I think the narrative that's happening at the moment is really, providing two different choices. It's like this Labor Liberal. It's the same. It's the two wings of the same bird, right? So
Yeah.
it's really about just teaching people in a different way, because don't forget, Jay, like not everyone's supposed to wake up to the agenda. There is a certain population of people that aren't meant to wake up. We can scream and shout as much as we can. And I think that worked for a time, right? That worked in a period of time. But at the moment, I think gently, softly, really just educating people about, well, have you thought about fluoride in your water? And they go, oh, what's fluoride? And you educate them about the danger and the harm of fluoride. So I think the puppeteer masters have definitely controlled the narrative, and they're steering the sheep in one particular direction and providing the illusion of choice. So
I agree with that. I agree with that very much, because I think obviously we'll get to a little bit about your journey, how you got to this point. But I find that when I've actually had those awakening moments, like I had the stroke scare, there's a few other initiations with regards to people.
Right.
Did you find that on your journey as well, that you had some sort of, like, I guess, moments where you've walked through the door, the forbidden door, and gone, wow, okay, hang on a minute, more people should come through? You've had those awakening moments?
I think, and honestly, I always felt like something was different. I seem to always be attracting those types of people to have different conversations. And I found myself in a spiritual conundrum of, okay, I'm being led down this path of spirituality and going to psychics and having visions and out of body experiences. And it always kind of led me to this place. But for me, what really opened my eyes was when COVID hit.
Right.
I was following this, just out of nowhere, this guy called Dave Onegs, who is very known in the industry.
Yep.
He was the one that put a video up, and he was the one that red pilled me. And from that moment, it was really falling down different types of rabbit holes to just go, oh my God. And watching the videos that he had suggested,
Yep.
it was like it was like a truth serum was unlocked for me because
Oh yeah.
everything viscerally in my body was like, yes, this is exactly, he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And and from that point onwards, I've just really been able to objectively look at the world and go, wow, these people have been there's mass deception happening in the world, and
Yeah.
we really need change. There
We
needs to
do.
be a shift.
We do. And I think as I said, a lot of you, that's why I really connected with you with a lot of the videos, a lot what you're saying. I feel the same way. As I said, we've both come from different journeys and we've sort of seen the same sort of light, I guess, in a lot of ways. And I think especially when I do that's why the Robin Hood effect is I'm very passionate about that, because it's a case of what you said. We're waking people up. We're also teaching them about wellness and about health as well. So there's a lot of different aspects. But as I said, the Robin Hood effect: freedom, choice, voice,
Mm.
accountability, and awareness. So, what do you think of? I believe that you're very much like that. So, what's your philosophy with regards to your stance? I guess your business, your entrepreneurship. I guess in some ways.
Yeah. I think what led me down the track of entrepreneurship is I don't want to live like I've always been the black sheep. I've always been someone who goes against the narrative, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it never sat well. Like even when I was in school, I was always the kid in trouble. I was always talking to people. I was always networking.
Yeah.
And I've never felt like I belonged, but I also felt like I was there to meet and interplay with lots of different people. So I never had one particular friendship group in school. It was always lots of different people. And I
Right.
was always rebelling, right? I
Yeah.
never wanted to go along with the narrative. Why do I have to, buy a house,
100%.
have a mortgage, and have a family and do all these things in the traditional sense of what they should do?
Yep.
But now what I'm seeing in society, what's happening is they're breaking down the nuclear family unit, right? This
Yeah.
traditional man and woman having a child, the man working, the woman staying at home looking after that. They're completely uh, distorting what a healthy family looks like, and that's
Mm.
been very deliberately done. And so for me, I always want to go against the narrative. And I said, you know what, 4 years ago I got really crook, really sick. My drink got spiked. Then
Oh,
I
really?
had I had,
Wow.
lots of different health issues. And I from that point onwards I stopped drinking because I don't want to go through this life, as hard as it can be at sometimes. I don't want to go through and drink my problems away, take drugs, smoke, be unhealthy, because that's what they want. You're playing into this narrative that the puppeteer masters want. They want you to
Yeah,
be
I
dependent
agree.
on the
I
system.
agree. I agree. I absolutely agree with you. I'm just nodding my head. I'm going to have a sore head by the end of this. I'd like to take this time to shout out our supporters at Liberty Bullion, the best gold, silver, and platinum traders in Melbourne, even Australia. If you want to give them a call, their knowledge, their customer service is second to none. Back to the show. Because it's just,
Yeah.
as I said to you, with regards to the COVID thing, because I found, oh look, I'll be honest with you, I was going through that awakening. I'll call it an awakening process for what it was, and I found I'm
Mm.
very sorry to hear what happened to people in COVID. Obviously, me living in Victoria, we copped it, but
Yeah.
I really found myself during that time too. I was very fortunate that I had a job. I was being paid and all that, but I really worked on myself as you did. I think we both there's a
Mm.
lot of awakening processes, and I think you're the person that you were talking about. I had Aaron Doherty, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm running anyone off. You've probably heard about all these, but really,
Yes.
and I met these great people that I do. I do a co-host on Life Theories, and obviously connected with yourself. What was the first stage of this new awakening for you? I mean, you can just tell your passion there. I've seen your videos; it's amazing. So, what was your first step into this, and when people do get into this, I guess, vibe? What do you suggest, and what happened to you, and what do you suggest they do from there?
I think it can be it was hard for me because I was like, everything I knew was a lie. Because everything, the medical system, the education system, the way the government's set up, the pharmaceutical system, it's all designed against us and to make us compliant, to make us dependent on the system. So I was like, okay, how do I get to a place where I'm completely independent from the system, where I don't require
Yeah.
them
Yes.
for my everyday living? That is
Yes.
very hard to do,
It
right? To
is.
go sovereign is a whole nother subject that, the powers of be don't want you to be sovereign. So for me, the first thing I did was, well, I don't want to be controlled. So definitely didn't do one of these through COVID. I
Yeah.
definitely didn't mask up through COVID.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be docile. So ditching all of the things that make me locked into the system. So I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't do pharmaceuticals. So I'm all about homeopathics now.
Great.
Um, I take medicinal mushrooms because that's, health and wellness for the body. I'm drinking, high alkalized water to allow my body to function and detox the way that it needs to.
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
definitely don't I stay away from those disgusting food outlets like McDonald's, KFC, Hungry Jack's. All of that is garbage food. It's not got any nutritional value whatsoever.
Absolutely. And as I said, coming from someone who did have a depressive eating problem when he was younger and being dependent on it, and people come up to me and I guess you get comments too. Oh, you would have done. And I get a lot of people go, "Oh, you've done that before." Yeah, we have, but we've woken up, V. And I think,
Mm.
that's what we're not judging people when they say, "Oh, I might have this," but we're not judging. We just want you to wake up and just have a look at it. Look at what we're saying. You know what I mean? And then this is where and then we come into our health and wellness type of things. Is that how you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important now. It's so far gone now that I think it's important to lead by example. You've just got to do your own thing. You've got to shine your own light in your own way. Whatever feels right for you in your body, you've just got to do the things that you feel true to your heart. And when you lead by example and you're doing the work and you're doing the things and you're looking at self-development, like I don't even listen to mainstream music anymore. I don't watch mainstream TV. That was the first thing that went because I don't want to
Yes,
be controlled, right?
yes, yes.
So we went through this stage of people like us and like-minded individuals where we just wanted to shake the people who needed to wake up. But now, and it was frustrating. I got vilified on social media for not having the vaccine, and I don't regret a thing now. And
Oh,
those
you
people
did
that
well.
want,
Well done. Well done.
yeah,
Really well
I,
done.
I just I'm very fortunate that my line of work that I was in didn't mandate the vaccines, and I'm very lucky that I left Victoria because I used to live in Victoria. I left Victoria to come back to South Australia, and
Yep.
you know they definitely. I really feel for you guys because it was really rough over there for a long
Well,
time. It
well,
really destroyed
absolutely.
the city.
Yeah, it was destroyed. All right. And there's a lot more other stuff that we'll probably have a second issue. Well, I reckon we're going to have a second chat about
Yeah,
about the politics things. Look, I will say that I'm in the education system, and they did force us to do that. And obviously, the situation that I was in, I did do what I had to do. But
hmm
the first thing I did was I got hold of a lot of great people, and Dr. Tash, she's on Instagram. There's a few others there that we looked at how to actually detox your body. It really opened your eyes. And there's a lot of other things which we can talk about on a different. We might even have a special on this. V. I think we've got a lot to say about it
yeah,
if you get
we've got a
right
lot to
up.
cover.
I think so. A nice introduction. That I think what you've done is a wonderful thing, and I think the main thing is our main message today is what you've done as a person. You've just taken control of your life. Like we can talk about
Mm.
financials. I mean, you're talking about the media. You're talking about the financials. I mean, I'm self-managed super fund. I'm not sure about yourself, but yeah. What about
I think
that?
it's
What about looking outside the health? What have you done to try and
so.
step away?
I think it's really important to diversify your resources, right? So when they talk about diversification, like in an instant they can turn around and say cash is no longer available, cash is null and void. and that's going to really put people
Oh yeah,
in a bad position, right? How do you
absolutely.
trade them? So it's really about diversifying. So for me, it's a combination of, and what I was recommended to me by some really amazing people. And this is about consciousness coming back to a collective community. So you've got to
Yep,
find your tribe. You've got to connect with those like-minded individuals who have the same approach and have the same set of values and beliefs that you do. Because when you come
absolutely.
together as a community, we are so powerful, and this is what they're afraid of. They're afraid
100%.
of us coming together. So
100%.
diversifying, having some crypto, having some cash, looking at your super fund, looking at precious metals, definitely growing your own food and having some sort of stock at
Yes.
home, having a generator at home in case the power grid goes down, because you just never know what the next narrative is. What we do know is that it's all planned. It's all a planned agenda, and we've just got to be prepared. And I can't be prepared if I'm hungover from a big night where I've blown all my
Wow.
money and I've got nothing to really do the next day. Like, these are the things that people are missing. It's like, okay, you're you're eating crap food, you're poisoning your body with alcohol, you're riddling your body with pharmaceutical drugs. No wonder people have ADHD and they've got food intolerances and they can't cope and they're
Yeah.
stressed. And
Let's talk
like,
about the cloud. What about the cloud seeding? Let's talk about those nice little planes that go across the top of the.
yeah,
I mean, I could talk about that. I mean, everyone looks at them and go, "Oh, they look." I used to think they look really nice. I thought they were like some Air Force Air Force thing that they're just doing some tactical stuff, But then, yeah,
yeah,
obviously, I know what's going on. Can I
yeah.
ask you? Can I ask you again? This is a wonderful thing. As I said, I'm very blessed that I'm connected with such wonderful people.
Mm.
Do you speak to many people outside, and what is your general, I guess, general thought of what's happening out there at the moment with regards to people that you're talking to? Are you attracting, like, obviously we're attracted to our energies because we're on the same vibration and frequency because we know
Right.
what we're about. How do you talk if you talk to someone who is a bit of a lower frequency? What have you found that it's a struggle these days? Is it getting worse? What do you reckon?
Initially, when the lockdown happened, I could see what was going on. And I think as time has progressed, you can definitely tell the difference between someone who's not on your vibration and someone who is.
Yep.
Um, and I definitely I'm finding it really difficult to connect with these people. Like I'm an online conscious entrepreneur, and I believe that also diversifying your portfolio with crypto and everything else, I
Yep.
think people really need to think about AI and how that's going to change the world, because at any given time they can freeze our assets. So this is about side hustles now. I'm finding a trend with people, and this is the space that I'm kind of in at the moment, is people are looking at alternate ways to make money, to break free from a system that's oppressive, to be able to have time freedom, to be able to have financial flexibility to
Time
support their
freedom.
family, right?
Time freedom.
And
It's a great word. Time freedom. That's a
that's our
powerful word.
greatest asset is time.
Yes, that's a powerful word.
And
It's a really powerful word. I mean, and everyone goes, "Oh, we got nothing to do," but I think have you found that your brain is really, really kicked in a lot more since you've really come into this energy? I mean, I know I have myself. What about you? What about you? I mean, do you sort of? I guess we get a bit more agitated when we see certain things that aren't going. We can actually see beyond, say, the TV,
mm,
say beyond. Have you found that? Have you found that you're becoming more hypersensitive in that way?
absolutely. Definitely more hypersensitive to people's energies and people who aren't in alignment. Um, it's very hard if you're sitting by the sidelines and you've watched the game for so long, you just become so frustrated with, seeing that there's a better way to live, but yet people, and this is the thing, Jay, I actually thought about this the other day. People people are scared to be outside of their comfort zone. So when people come into our vibration, they go, "Oh my God, he's given up this, he's given up that, he's more aware of this," and it's actually more painful for them to be in touch with what's actually gone wrong. It's actually for them self-medicating and getting drunk and watching the footy and being completely oblivious is sometimes the best way that their minds can cope.
It's really funny you say that about you take something like the footy, right? It should be an enjoyable thing that we can have. We can sit down and enjoy with our families and stuff. And I still enjoy it. But it's like the music for me. Like, I like metal music. I play in a couple of bands and stuff. But then I was looking at what happened with regards to where I was at, and whether it was my own personal issues and obviously what's happening in the world, looking at how the dirt from Motley Crue influenced me because of what I was feeding my mind. And I think a couple of posts you've mentioned, what are you feeding your mind? And that's what resonated with me for you too. What do you actually talk about that with the people that you come in contact with? What are you actually feeding your mind?
I think it's important to gently educate people because you can blow their mind a little bit.
Yep.
Remember that everyone that comes into our awareness is a direct mirror and reflection of where we're at. So what I'm finding is I'm attracting more like-minded people, but I'm actually very, very conscious about who I share my energy with and how deep into the rabbit hole I decide to jump. But you can definitely pick a person a mile away who is more like-minded. I don't know whether it's my vibration that I'm attracting those types of people, but I think mindset's really important. You touched on that. Like going into your day and setting an intention. Everything's intention based. So when we set an intention to go out into the world, my intention is to shine my light and to find those people that really need to hear my message. So, being a meditation teacher, sometimes I, do definitely attract those like-minded individuals to come into my space. And they're so grateful to be able to have that pause. And I think meditation really changed the game for me. And I had those out-of-body experiences and I had some profound,
experiences, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And
no, I get it.
It's one of those things that it's a constant learning. Like I am always the student, never the teacher, right? I'm always learning from different types of people. And this is why it's important to connect with like-minded individuals to spread the message of light. I mean, I only play in the light. I don't set an intention to put anyone down or set an intention to, I just want to make a difference in the world. And this is so deep in my veins to be able to share a message and make people think differently. Like, I couldn't think of anything worse than just going along. Every single days are the same. You go to the same workplace, you do the same job. That sounds like torture to me.
Yeah, gotcha.
I can't believe that people are stuck in this loop. But again, thinking about this loop that people are in, it's like that's their comfort zone. And they would actually lose their mind if they stepped out of that, and people wouldn't be able to cope.
I think the main thing is with what we're doing is obviously, mindset, conscious coaching. If you want to put motivational coaching is where I go under, life strategy, however you want to put it. It's we're there. I just believe we've got this. I've met so many great people. Lee Klug was one of them. He's from New South Wales. He's another one like us. There's so many different people that have come on board, and we're sort of like outside that circle. And when people do come out, we're there to guide them. And I think that's pretty much, and we've all, look, I'm a superhero freak. I always say, look, we've got the Hall of Justice with Superman, Batman, and all that. We've all got superpowers, but we've all got one common goal. I think that's pretty much, that sums it up for me anyway.
I was going to ask you, for me, I'm in service to others. I really truly believe that's why I'm here. I'm of service to the greater good, and I'm just here to help people through my experience. So yeah, it's definitely something that I feel really passionate about, is just helping people be a better version of who they were yesterday. Whether that means.
Yeah, sorry, keep going. Sorry.
No, you go. Sorry, I cut you off.
No. It was sometimes I have drop outs in the things because of the internet. You keep going.
So yeah, it's really about for me, I want to help people be better, think better, feel better. That's my mission, is just to educate people and make them feel good, better than they were yesterday. I think it's important for everybody to continue a journey of self-improvement, because otherwise, why are we here? What is this?
100%.
What is
Yeah,
this experience?
100%. 100%. I think I was talking to Lee the other day, and he mentioned about being in service, which is fine, but if you put it under the word humanity and you connect to the universe
Mm,
and we are, and it's just like us, we are part of humanity. Self-improvement is self-improvement for us, and we could be considered teachers that serve
yeah,
others, you know what I mean? But we've got to also serve ourselves. I think, and this is where I talk about boundaries, about, you know, getting taught emotional and spiritual boundaries when you're younger, because we're not,
yes.
because I mean, you're not really taught about that, because obviously you come in with the lessons to learn. There's a bit more spiritual side of things in there, but it all comes down to learning about yourself, where you're going to be, and what your passion is. With both of us have come into, look, we will serve people, but also I
Hmm.
think it's serving humanity, which definitely includes us.
Absolutely, because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? You need to have the discernment within yourself to go, okay, today's enough, or I need to really step back, or I need a break. It's about, and this is what I hope to inspire people to do. It's like, listen to your internal compass and what it needs. What is your heart leading you to do? Because if you're in a job where you hate it every day, your heart is definitely not vibrating the way it should. It will affect your personal relationships. It will affect how you resonate in the world. It will affect your overall health and wellness. It will affect your mental health. If you're not resonating from a place of love and kindness in your heart, again, it's going to interfere with all sorts of different health complications in your mind. And I think this, seeing a surge in people's illness is a real direct reflection of, okay, there's a real problem that's happening,
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
people have been left for dead because people are so sick. But how are we being supported? If the government really cared about how we really felt, they would educate us on sitting in the sunlight and getting vitamin D naturally from the sun every day,
Yeah,
clean water, healthy eating. Instead, they're shoving pharmaceuticals down our throat and getting a kickback for it. I mean, the scales are off, and there is a tipping point,
absolutely.
and I'm here for this tipping point, and I think you are too. We're all sitting and waiting, and we're ready for there to be a massive change which needs to happen.
Absolutely. I quite agree with you. Whether it be education, social, I mean, we look at certain things. We can probably have a second conversation, which we will, because I know
Yes.
you're at your expo today. So I'll definitely we'll book in. We'll have a chat about some of the big issues in society, which the Robin Hood effect is huge. Let's talk about your business now. Let's talk about where you're at.
Yeah.
This is and you know, we talked about this off air, that you're really excited about where you're going, which is this is exactly what this chat's about. You'll get, and ladies and gentlemen, you better get this video. It'll be out on my channel, and if V has got a channel on YouTube, you better see that as well, and everything else. But tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
your business as a whole. We've got about probably 10 minutes to go.
All right. So for me, it's really about creating an income and an impact outside of my corporate 9 to 5. So yes, I do still work in a corporate job, but my side hustle, I don't really call it a hustle. I call it a passion, really. I'm really about educating people about the importance of their own health and wellness, particularly in the area of water, right? We all know that the water that comes out of the tap is laden full of chemicals, chlorine, pesticides, you name it. It's
Yep.
not good. So we really educate, myself and my team, we really educate people on the importance of ionized electrolyzed water, which restructures the minerals, that the water molecules that come out of the tap water, and really allowing the products that we have to put your body in more of an alkaline state. Because when
Okay.
our bodies are in an alkaline state, we're able to function on a cellular level much better. We vibrate higher. Our pineal gland is decalcified. There's so many benefits to drinking clean water, and it can really change people's lives. And I've seen it happen.
Fantastic. And now with this, with the passion for water, that I mean, we're made up, I think, about 65% of water anyway, and we know that blood needs water and all that. So it's water's sort of like a life force in a lot of ways. Where can they
Yeah.
have a look? Have you got a website and all those things that we could talk? We could go and see some of
Yeah.
your information.
So you could find me on social media, on Instagram. My handle is V_11_11. So you're welcome to find me through there.
No
Um,
worries.
I also I also have my TikTok page, which I'm sure Jay's going to link in the video too.
Absolutely, I will. Absolutely.
But certainly, I just want to create healthy conversations around making sure that you're drinking the right water, but also creating an income for yourself online. I mean, I've definitely seen some change in this business, particularly creating some financial flexibility for myself because AI is set to take over 67% of administration jobs in the next couple of years.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
although there's a place for AI, I have very strong viewpoints about AI in itself, chat GPT and all the things.
Yep.
But I think it's important for us to kind of go with the narrative for now. And I'm really setting myself up so I'm completely unreliant on the system so that I can live life on my own terms. And this is the best vehicle that's going to get me there.
Well, we've got other people that I've been involved with. Tim from Beat the Reset. I'm not sure if you know him. If you
Yes.
don't know, yeah, he's a good mate of mine. He came on the show.
Great, great guy.
If you have a look at the YouTube, here's a quick plug. Tim from Beat the Reset. Jump on him. He's amazing. And also I got
Yeah.
Sam Laurie from Liberty Bullion who supports our show.
Yes.
He's a magnificent individual, and Bishop from Stormrake. He's a cryptocurrency broker. Three
Mm-hmm.
amazing people like the people that we've been talking and we're connecting with V. So if you ever want to get involved with those, we're trying to build this community here. We've got Lee Klug. He's another one from New South Wales. He's a passionate about people like us meeting and just getting everything done. We know we have skills, and let's use it. Let's use them to the betterment of humanity.
And when we come together, we are so powerful. And this is the thing that the puppeteer masters don't want. They want to segregate people. They want to separate us. Our mission really is to come together collectively and really support each other, support each other's businesses, and just make a difference in this
Yes,
world. And I'm
yes,
so
yes.
passionate about that.
I'll tell you one thing. That really has set foot with regards to where my mindset at the moment is. I look at all the government taxes and all the back deals and all the back pocket stuff. That money could be going towards education for ourselves, and better. We could be supporting small business. And you wonder, you go, okay, we're paying all this, and then the things going up, the debt's going up. We know what's going on. I mean, wake up. I say wake up Australia and wake up the world, eh?
Yeah. I think the worst thing that's happened in our financial system is the usury system. The usury system has completely locked people into a box,
Yep.
and it really needs to be something that's abolished. And what it is, I did a video about the usury system, and it went completely viral because I think people need to know and be educated that there are some people that are exempt from this usury system. And for those who are watching who don't understand what usury is the profiteering of lending people money. And there are some people that are exempt from this and they don't pay any interest or tax on anything, on
Yeah.
any
Well.
loans. And that really makes my blood boil. That really, they're definitely, everything has been thought out. And when you follow the money, and Tim, I think, would say this too, when you follow the money back and back and back, it all comes to one tip of the pyramid.
Rothschilds,
And
Rockefellers. Rothschilds and the Rockefellers.
I mean,
It's,
they're
unre-
just,
it's unbelievable, isn't it?
it's unbelievable that, we still haven't learned anything in a very long time. We've got wars happening overseas. You've got immigration that's really putting the pinch on the white Anglo-Saxons,
I'll tell you. What about the natural resources? Look, I think we're going to have a second call on this.
We're going to have to.
We're going to do that because, mate, one thing I'm passionate about is why the hell are we selling giving our gas away and then buying it back. Hello, any business would tell you not to do that. But have you got any last words before we finish? We've got about 1 minute to go.
So I just want to say thank you for reaching out and thank you for connecting.
I
It's not going to be
appreciate
the
it.
last. I definitely think we are absolutely vibing on the same page, same
Absolutely.
wavelength. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to have a voice on your platform, and I love the work that you're doing. So just keep shining your light, brother.
Mate, I'll tell you what, this is why we connect. Thank you so much for your kind words, and you do the same thing. But I'm sure we're going to have a bit of a chat. See that you know Tim, and that excites me very much that you know Tim. He's a wonderful man, you know. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, V. I'll get you back to your stall that you're doing at your expo. You spread the light, spread your voice. You're doing a wonderful job, and thank you so much for coming on the show, ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen.
so much for having me.
That's okay. Absolutely no worries. You'll see that the information for V is on our chat here.
Show
You'll
notes.
be able to see it. Yeah, be downstairs or at the end of the video. But I always finish off with my hero, Brett the Hitman Hart. He says, "Be the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be." V, thank you so much. This will not be the last time. I cannot wait, and I
Thank you.
really, really appreciate you coming on because we've had a few conversations back and forth. You probably think, "Who's this guy contacting me?" But it was me. So thank you so much for coming on board on a chat with Joe, the
Pleasure.
Robin Effect. That was V, and this is another great episode. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
As you mentioned before, I do a lot of Spartan race events. So I am one of the ambassadors for Spartan Race Australia, New Zealand. So yeah, so and then I've got my own team that we've created with my wife called the Loco Lobos. So we've got a big group. One actually probably the biggest team in this Australia at the moment.
At the moment, and let's talk to the viewers about why and how this is how what's happening in your life and how inspiring it is to see you leading and inspiring others to do what you're doing with these groups and ambassadorship in Spartan.
Yeah, so okay, so yeah, so my conditions, I have chronic kidney disease. So actually it's come down to end stage kidney failure now. So I was first diagnosed in 2014. That's when I first, was pretty much had the news that I've got a kidney disease, which started off at like 44% kidney function, which till today it's gone down to about 7%. Yeah, so yeah, as I mentioned before, it's just surround yourself with more positive people, more positive vibes.
Yeah,
Interesting because once you have that positivity around you and put that positive mindset, it just everything seems to fall into place and you kind of know where you need to go. Um, Take inspiration from others. There's always like someone who's a lot worse off than yourself.
yeah,
So, and take inspiration from their stories, and then use that to help fuel your drive to be a better version of yourself. And then, and I guess just just yeah, pretty much, just don't give up. Never give up. There's always there's always and there's always something to improve on um daily. So, and just take one day at a time and just be grateful that you're here every day. Yeah, it's a blessing.